When you actually speak, you change the physical structure of the universe. Literally. When you speak, sounds exit your mouth. They enter the universe and they reverberate forever throughout the universe. You literally change the universe when you speak. If you have an idea that you never share, that means you never entered the universe. You may as well have never been born. So maybe that's what language is. It's the attempt to express miracles. And if those aren't convincing enough, why study these language arts things? Because your language is the vehicle through which you enter the world. All of your thoughts, your actions, your experiences, who you are, what you're feeling, what you're thinking, and more than anything, how you connect with people has everything to do with how well you use language. Now, it's tempting to just fall back and say things like, they understand. Do they really? We already said earlier, some people don't want to understand. Some people can't understand. Some people want to believe the worst in what it is that you're saying. Some people want to catch you out saying the wrong thing. Some people are just distracted and they're only catching every third or fourth word anyway. There's a lot that can go wrong from the hearer. So what do? You speak as clearly as possible, as directly as possible. What if they can't understand? Well, then you have access to analogies, metaphors, figurative language. That's the point of figurative language. It's not just to sound nice. It's so that you can understand something that you couldn't understand any other way because you don't have that experience. Maybe you've never lost $1 million. Maybe you lost 10. Maybe you've never lost a parent, but you've lost an uncle. Maybe you've never, maybe you've never been in love, but you've had a really good sandwich. And so you use these analogies as a way of trying to connect to people who've never had the experiences that you had so that you can help them to value your experiences. Because if they can value your experiences, they can value you as a person. What's the point of language? To be valued as a person for what you really are. Not what people say about you, not what people interpret about you, but for what you actually are. Because when you speak, and I really mean this, and this took me a long time to really get my head around. If you get your head around this, you're going to be way years ahead of me anyway. When you actually speak, you change the physical structure of the universe. Literally. When you speak, sounds exit your mouth. They enter the universe and they reverberate forever throughout the universe. You literally change the universe when you speak. And what are you except the things that you say? Your ideas, your thoughts, your experiences, all of this stuff. All that is the stuff that you say is just a reflection of all of that. And so when you speak in this way, you literally enter the universe. If you have an idea that you never share, that means you never entered the universe. You may as well have never been born. You have an idea, a thought, an opinion, a viewpoint that you never express or share. Not only does that stop you from connecting to other people, not only does it stop you from building up other people, because we're all built up by the ideas of the people around us. If you've had an experience, why do I like to read like your letters of introduction? Why do I like to read your journals? Because I don't know how much life I have, man. I'm 44 right now. Do I have 45 years? I don't know. Do I have 30 seconds? I don't know. Do I have another 90 years? I don't know. But one thing I do know is that one lifetime is not enough. I don't care if you live to be 100, 200 years old. One lifetime is not enough to do all of the things, at least for myself, everything I want to do. And so why do we study this language arts thing? Another big reason for it is because one lifetime is not enough. Some of you have shared some things with me in your letters of introduction, and I got to live a little bit of your life, and a little bit of somebody else's life, and a little bit of somebody else's life, and so on. I've lived Nietzsche's life because I've read his stuff. I know where he's coming from. I know his experiences. I didn't have to live to be 50 years old to understand, to live Nietzsche's life. I don't have to be 65 years old to live Jung's life. But man, I have lived thousands and thousands and thousands of years beyond what my actual 44 years is. Why? Because of language, man. Because of language. When I come and talk to you guys, it isn't from my 44 years of existence. It's from the thousands of years of existence of the people I bring to you and who talk to you through me because they've influenced me. I'm not taking their ideas, but they shape mine, which I then come in and go, bah. Life is suffering. You don't get to choose not to suffer. Choose what you suffer for. You don't know what you don't know. Make sure the modes of entertainment aren't the things that hinder your intellect. Blah, 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 blah. All of the things I tell you. Because of language. Now, the question is, what do you hear? Every 10th word. Your own thoughts, wondering, is he still talking? Do you hear the worst thing possible? Are you that person who's in one of my classes right now who is trying to get me fired? He's a 10th grade, doesn't matter. Yeah. Why? Because he's failing. It happens all the time. You get at least one a year. What do you hear? Well, what you hear has everything to do with you, because none of us sees the world the way that we are. We see the world the way that we are. You don't see the world the way that it is. When you see something bright in the world, there's probably something bright in you that was willing to receive it, ready to receive it. As dark as you might feel right now, if you see some little tiny bit of hope, that's great, because you can't receive it unless it's in you to be received. The student doesn't show up until the master doesn't show up until the student is ready. You can't see something bright until you're ready to receive it. And as dark as things might seem, man, that gives you a little bit of a glimmer of hope. And it all comes through ideas, language. So if for nothing else, I've given you a bunch of reasons, but at the very last, I'll leave you with this, so that you can be heard for who you really are. And if you can be heard for who you really are, maybe you can connect with other people for who you guys really are. Not for who you're pretending to be, not for this persona, not for this mask, but for who you really, really are. So maybe that's what language is. It's the attempt to express miracles. So, questions? Comments, concerns, complaints, criticisms, critiques? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday.